Hello, hello, everybody. We are going to go ahead and get everybody in here. Welcome to Prosperous Holistic Business. Oh dear, why does this say I'm restricted? That's kind of weird. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyways, we are here. Oops, my video is off. Let's go ahead and get my video back on. Hey, everybody, how are you? So good to see you. I don't know why that did that. So we're using a new platform, by the way, you guys. So we're gonna keep it simple. Hey, Deanna, I'm so glad you're here. Oh my God. But we're using Restream for the first time today. So hopefully it's going where it needs to go, into Facebook and into our group. So give me just a minute. I just want to check real quick. Yep. Okay, great. We're there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And for some reason, the Restream is not going to let me share my screen today. So if you guys have the handout, you guys are going to want to pull that up. Okay, you're definitely going to want to pull out your hand, pull up your handout, which is your prosperity playbook. Okay, so definitely make sure. Look at this. This is so funny. Like they don't even realize that I am the speaker. This is so funny. Okay, we're just going to keep it here. Like That's like crazy. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so glad to be back here. We are going to be diving into some really, really cool stuff. Welcome back, Nicole and Renee and Laura and Melissa and Jen. And welcome today, Melissa. And welcome back, Trina. And welcome back, Christine and Trish and Deanna. I'm so glad you guys are here. So we're going to be diving in today on day 2, specifically with, and hey, Beck, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. I get to see your face. We're going to be diving into 2 specific things that I teach inside of Activate Abundance Academy that we absolutely have to have dialed in order for us to have a 6-figure business. And that is we need to have a high tier offer, a high-end offer, which means we need to know what to put in it, right? That is actually going to make it a high-end offer without just kind of throwing a whole bunch of gobbledygook together, and how to price it so that you actually get to 6 figures, right? And we're also going to be talking today about our signature system. What is a signature system? Why do you need it? How does it actually 10x your business? And so I'm super, super excited to kind of dive into these pieces. So if you have your prosperity playbook, you can actually pull that up. Why is this not letting me screen share? I just thought I would give it a go anyways. All right. Your prosperity playbook. So yesterday we talked about alignment. Okay. Yesterday, a real quick recap was we have to claim first that we are here to do powerful work. We have to claim first that we know why we're here, who it is that we're going to serve, and why that's so darn important, you guys, because we can't look for affirmation from other people out there to say, oh, yeah, I think you're valuable and I want to work with you. Right. We have to be enrolled with us. We have to say, nope. I'm here for a reason. The reason why I got into coaching or a healer or a holistic practitioner was because it was on my heart to serve in this way. And because that's on your heart to serve in this way, we know that people are looking for you. My intention for you by the end of these 5 days is that you will absolutely continue to stay dialed in on that powerful piece of you are here for a reason. You are here to serve people powerfully, because if people don't find you, they're stuck on Pain Island and they're suffering. And not only are they suffering, but their communities, their families, and all of the ripple effects that happen there are also suffering. Okay. So we need you. We get to go all in on that. I'm also going to share with you the process of not only what do we put in our programs to make it easy yeses for our ideal clients so that they see the value and that we actually love delivering it, right? It's easy to say, oh, I'm going to charge, $3,000 or $5,000 for something. But what do we actually put in that, right? Like, I don't know. So I'm going to teach you what that is today. And then we're also going to talk about signature system. And our signature system is so darn amazing. Once I got signature system, by the way, they didn't teach me this in health coaching school, life coaching school, even in business training. This is so, so critical, you guys, because it takes the weight off your shoulders. When you have a signature system, it allows you to create content based on your system. It allows you to create VIP days. It allows you to create programs. It allows you to write a book. It allows you to do so much. And it's going to take the pressure off you needing to sell you, right? How many times have you thought, well, why do they want to work with me? Like, what makes me special? versus all the other health coaches, right? What makes me stand out from everybody who's doing energy work or Reiki or health coaching or healing touch or yoga or whatever it is, right? Your signature system is actually what makes the difference, because your signature system is a process that you're going to get to take people through. And we get to be known for a signature system. So you guys are learning my signature system, the Soulful Abundance System. What I'm teaching you here in my workshops is the Soulful Abundance System, which is actually a flagship offer for me inside of Activate Abundance. Part of it is also inside Holistic Business Foundations. We're launching a book. We're actually going to be in New York Times Square in November with a book cover. I'm so darn excited. All of that came from a signature system. So we're going to be diving into all of these goody, juicy things. So if this sounds great, I want you to just pop in the chat, I'm excited, or give me a heart or something that lets me know that you guys are ready to go all in on today. And if you are joining us inside of Facebook, if you go to the guide section or to the very top of the Facebook group, there is a link and you can join us inside of Zoom, or check your email so that you can grab that Zoom link too, because being inside of a Zoom room with me is actually so much fun. I love seeing you. You guys get to see me. Plus, I'm going to open up the room for questions. So you're actually going to get some laser coaching too, which is awesome. So if you have any questions around signature system, any questions about what to put in your program, any questions about what to price it, we're going to go there today. Okay. So high-end offer. Who here, and I want to know who here has a high-end offer? Who here has an offer that is priced at $2,000, $3,000 or above? Okay, Melissa does. Trina does. Nobody else. Jen does. Anybody else? Okay, if you do, just not me. Okay, go ahead and pop yes in the chat or not me. Okay, great. So some of you do, some of you don't. Okay, great. Not me. Okay, the majority of you don't. Perfect. I'm going to teach you exactly what it is that we want to put in here. Okay. In order for you to have a six-figure business, we want you to have two core main offers, okay? Not a gazillion, not 10, not 20, not like all of these little one-off things where we're actually trading time for money. We want you to have programs, packages that are going to allow you to support somebody in a container of time so that they actually get results. What do I mean by that? When you are working with somebody in a container of time, let's say you have a 90-day program. Who here has a 90-day program? Raise your hand or pop in the chat that you've got a 90-day program or a 6-month program or something for a container of time over just one-off sessions. Okay, great. When somebody works with you in a 90-day container, what that does, it allows them to have continuity of care with you so that they are committed to a time period so they actually get results. Okay, that's important because we want our people to get results, right? We want them to heal. We want them to have a different experience of life, right? We want them to live healthier, happier lives. If we are only charging per session, there's a good chance that they're going to show up sometimes, not show up another time, say, oh, I can't afford it this week, or ghost you or whatever, right? When we are doing one-off sessions, we are trading time for money. Okay, time for money. I need to book a client today because I need money today. I need to book a client this month because I need money this month. Okay. When we sell programs for a period of time, 90 days, 6 months, a year, what that means is that we are creating a program so that we know that the clients that are working with us, that there's actually going to be a program promise, that they are likely to walk away with a result because they are in a container that actually gives them wraparound support and white glove service. Okay, so a high tier offer is something that we absolutely need to have in order for us to get to 6 figures as well. And think about it. If you are just selling one-off sessions at $150 and you want to make $10,000, how many $150 one-off sessions do you think you need to sell? I'm going to pull up my calculator here. So if we do 10,000, whoops, not 100,000, 10,000. Divided by 150, that means you need to have 67 clients a month. The math has to math here, people. 67 clients, which means in order to actually have 67 clients say yes to work with you, that means we need to actually multiply that by 3 if about 30% of the people that you have conversations with say yes to work with you. Okay. Now we're looking at 200 people that you need to have in your audience every single month coming in. 200 new people in your audience coming in every month just to sell a $150 offer. How much time and energy do you think that's going to take from you? And money if you 200 new people into your ecosystem, whether they're in your email or whether they're coming into your Facebook group, right? And then we actually need to take a look at, that's just 200 people that said yes, that they'll hop on a call with you, which means that we actually need 600 people. If we multiply that by 3, 600 new people, because not everybody that comes into your ecosystem is going to be ready to buy. Okay, so 600 new people every single month is a lot of time and a lot of energy, right? Right, especially without a team, especially as a solo entrepreneur. Now, if you wanted to make $10,000 and you had a $3,000 offer, that means you would need to have 3 sales versus 67. 3 sales versus 67. And I can guarantee you, if some of you are thinking, oh, but it's so much easier to sell a $150 offer. No, it's not. And here's why. When you're selling a $150 offer or a one-off session, there is no expectation of results. We can't help somebody lose 50 pounds in one session. We can't help somebody rewire their brain in one session. We can't help somebody do anything other than give somebody information and maybe put, a game plan together, but there's no support, there's no accountability, there's no follow-up, there's no access to you. So results don't happen. Okay. When you have a high-end offer like that, it allows you to actually help people create results faster and having the support, having the accountability, and having a process that people get to go on this journey with you. It's like wraparound support. I want you to think about this as white glove service. Okay. So that's really important. We need to have that as part of one of your offers, a high-end offer that's priced. Really, I think it should be priced at 3,000 or higher, but some of you might be like, holy cow, like step back. I can't even imagine anybody paying me $3,000. That's okay. We can work up to that. But what I do want you to know is that back in 2015, the average price for a 90-day program, doesn't matter whether it was health coaching, whether it was personal training, whether it was energy healing, the average price was $3,000 back in 2015. Okay, average. All right. So top tier offer. And then we also want a mid-tier offer. I'm not going to talk about the mid-tier offer today because I only have so much time, and we actually cover that inside of our programs. But a mid-tier offer is going to be something that's a shorter period of time, and it's going to be a little bit less in the investment. Okay. So instead of a 90-day program, maybe they get a month with you, or maybe it's a 6-week program or a group program. Maybe it's a group program instead of one-on-one. Right? There's multiple options. It could be a VIP day. There's a lot of different things. This is where when we talk about creating your business model, but we want to have 2 core main offers. And the reason why is because if we want to create consistent 10K months, we need to know what it is that we need to sell in order to have that, right? We can't just be like, oh, I want a 10K month this month. And I have no idea what I'm pricing any of my programs or offers on, right? Doesn't work. Like we have to know. We're like, okay, I want to make sure that I've got the capacity for 3 one-on-one clients, and maybe I want to start a group program. Great. The math has to math. So we need to know, what that looks like. So your core offer is 2 core main offers that we get to put on repeat, that you become known for, right? Your system you become known for. We're going to talk about that next after we design your high-end offer. Your high-end offer, I want you to think of this as white glove experience. Okay, what does that mean? Wrap around support for your person. This is not 12 weeks of just one-on-one sessions, right? We typically lead with that feature, right? For those of us that are coaches and have a 90-day program, and we say, okay, well, like, what do I get when I work with you? We typically say, oh, you get 12 one-on-one sessions with me, blah, 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 blah. No, they get a transformation. They get a transformation. They get to have to move from where they are on Pain Island, where they're struggling, right, over here to Pleasure Island, where they're not struggling anymore. So what people get when they work with you, I want you to be really clear, like underline this like as many times as you need, is not about the investment, it's about the transformation. It's not about the investment, it's about the transformation, right? Why? Because when people invest, they're investing for a result. And you and I and everybody that I know that we invest in what it is that we value. We invest in what it is that we value, even if our bank account says no. And I can't tell you how many times I've invested in something when my bank account said no, and I had to create it, like knitting the parachute on the way down. Okay, so that's another conversation that we'll have later on. In your high-end offer, we want to have four components. The first one is we want to help them get momentum. We want to help them to create a quick win. And this is really important. So this could look like multiple things. It could look like a fast track strategy session with you. It could look like a pantry clean out if you're a health coach. It could look like a series of resources that they have access to, depending on what type of coach you are or holistic practitioner you are. Okay? But we want to have something that we are going to help them to create a quick win right from the very beginning, right? So we don't want to wait until they've worked with us for a month before they feel like they're creating momentum. A high-end package is going to allow us to create momentum with them. So, and I'll just give you, a couple of different examples. When I was working with my clients as a health coach, one of the things that they got immediately when they worked with me was access to the Calm app, because I was dealing with women that were severely stressed out, burnt out. They were in the corporate job. So as a bonus from me, they got access to the Calm app so that they had something that they could use right away to calm their nervous system and to support them, in between our sessions. Okay. Another bonus that I gave, and I know these are bonuses, but these are also bonuses that help people create quick wins. We'll talk more about bonuses because that is another one of our pieces, is they got a subscription to, what was it? HelloFresh, I think it was. I'm trying to think, what was it back in the day? Blue Apron. It was Blue Apron. That's what it was. And that way we knew, and I would help them, determine what to order. That way we knew a couple times a week they were getting wholesome, fresh food. They didn't have to go through the grocery store and try to figure out what to get. And it was like, nope, we're gonna send this to you. So that week they got, actually I think they got it depending on how many times a month they were working, how many months they were enrolled in, they got that. Okay. Can you see how that would create a win for somebody who struggles in the grocery store? Right. So we want them to create, we want to give them something. It has to include something that's going to help them create momentum. Okay. The second thing that we want to make sure that they have access to is some bonuses, right? What is a bonus that we know that we could give to them that is going to help them move the needle forward, maybe even a little bit quicker? Maybe that could be a recipe guide for those of you that are health coaches. By the way, you guys pop on the chat for me. Let me know what type of coaches you are. That way I can actually take a look at that and give you some examples that are going to work for you. Okay. So if you're a health coach or a nutrition coach, let me know that. If you are a life coach or an energy worker or a holistic healer in another capacity, let me know that. Okay. And that way that will let me see. Holistic healer, great. Channeler, energy worker, amazing. Massage therapy, amazing. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So a bonus that I gave my clients when they enrolled with me for either my 90-day program or my 6-month program was, because I was also a massage therapist at the time, they got a monthly massage with me. That was a bonus. Like, who doesn't want a monthly massage, right? It was easy for me to deliver. It also helped with their stress, right? So people who are local got the massage for me. People who are not local, I actually bought them like 3 massage packages, depending on how many they were using. right? So if they're working with me for 3 months, they got 3 1-hour massages with me. If they were not local, I actually asked them who their favorite massage therapist was, if they had one. If they didn't, I looked up one that was local, and they got that as a gift. Okay, they got that as a bonus. People invest in things that are going to help them do very specific things. And so when we're creating these high-end offers, we want to make sure that it is hitting these pieces. Number one, it's going to help them save time. First and foremost, how is this going to help them save time? If you have a bonus of a recipe guide, if you have for those of you that are life coaches or health coaches, if you have something that is going to help them collapse the timeline quicker, we need to have that in there. Okay, really, really important. People invest in anything that is going to help them get healthier, but we want to be specific. It's not just about like, oh, let me help you get healthier. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to send you these meals so that you don't have to spend this extra time shopping. That hit too. They got healthy and they didn't have to spend the extra time at that time, right? They also invest in things that are going to allow them to make more money. So if you are a healer and you're working with people in corporate, or you're working with somebody who's not showing up because they have so many sick days, you need to tell them that this is something that is going to help them so that they are actually able to show up to work and not have to use their sick days, not have to use their vacation days, not be, stuck in bed with anxiety attacks or whatever else it is. Okay. And so how is your service going to help them also, if that is one of the things that they want, save money or make money? So if you don't help people, or if they're not interested in making more money, no problem. How's it going to help them save money? How's it going to help them save money? Okay. We all want that, right? We all want to give me something that's going to help me save time. Give me something that's going to help me save money. Give me something that is also going to help me do better in what it is that I want to do. And also there's a sense of purpose or fulfillment. So anything that you can help your people with that tap into those needs is going to be what you want to put in as bonuses. Okay, is this making sense? Any questions so far? Yeah. Bonuses could also be something like books or a journal, right? I love sending my clients books. I send them some of my favorite books in a journal. It could also be, and here's another one to save time, done for you materials. Done for you materials. Do you have a shopping checklist? Do you have a template or something that is going to help them know which fast food places, if they have to get fast food, are going to help them? Do you have a recipe guide that can help them? Do you have a checklist of, or a template for how they can actually do a daily alignment practice or clear their chakras if you're an energy worker? Right? These are all extra bonuses. You could even do, for those of you that are healers and, massage therapists and, in the energy field, you could give them, a bonus. Like one of the things I did was I did a couples class. So my clients were able to come and we did a couples class on giving each other like a chair massage. Nobody was naked. Nobody was naked. Right? So some other things that this could look like: recordings of any trainings that you may have done, right? Meditations, right? Meditations are great. We all love meditations. You can do videos, you can do topic specific intensives, right? So maybe you work with them over the course of 90 days, but you're going to give them a specific class or a specific intensive or a specific session around something that you know is going to benefit them. Okay, so these are some added bonuses. That's number 2. Number 3, you want to include expertise. Okay, so think of these as like how-to trainings that are easy for you to deliver, such as creating. One of the things that I love to do is creating like a portal or a Google folder full of the handouts, the exercises, the activities that they can access at any time. Right? Instead of them having to sift through information, we're going to save them time, right? not only are they not going to have to go to, Google and Google what are the, best fast food restaurants to go through, what is the quickest way for me to balance my root chakra when I'm feeling unsafe, right? But they've got a library that you can create for them inside of Google. It can also be examples of written materials or maybe specific meditation that you want to give to your people that way. Okay, so this is what is going to make your high-end offer full of value. Okay, so what I want you to hear me say here, what we're talking about here is this is not just you're going to work with me and I'm going to use the example of 90-day sessions where you're going to work with me once a week for 90 days, which means you get 12 one-on-one sessions. This is you're going to work with me for a container of time. In this container of time, maybe you also have access to me via text, so that if you have a question, you can take a picture or you can, text me what your questions are. Right? That's value. Value. Okay? When people have access to you in between their sessions, that means that they don't have to wait. Collapse the timeline. Right? And because they have access to you, that comes at a higher price tag. Can I all get everybody's agreement, right? Because guess what? You're spending time and energy responding to texts, right? If somebody has access to you via email, that comes at a higher price tag versus just a one-off session, right? Is this making sense? Is everybody? Okay, good. The fourth thing that we want to include is actually how are we delivering it? Okay, is it in person? Is it for 90 days? Is it for 6 months or a year? Is it a VIP day? Like how exactly are we going to deliver this experience to our person? Zoom, right? So for those of you that do online, you're taking your business online or you're doing a hybrid, right? You could do phone calls, you could do Zoom, right? If someone's local, you could meet with somebody locally in a coffee shop. You could meet with them locally if you have a space that you're renting. So when I was doing my practice, massage therapy, nutritional therapy, and health and life coaching, I rented out a room for my massage therapy, but I had access to the entire wellness center. So I would meet with my clients there in my room for people who are local. And the people who weren't local, we met on Zoom. Okay, so we want to let them know how exactly we're going to deliver. What's the length of time? How are we going to deliver it? So just to recap, momentum. How are we going to help them create wins? Quickly, right? What are we going to give as a bonus that is also going to touch some of those pieces that is going to help them save time, right? Save money or make money, be healthier, feel better, even feel more purposeful in their life. Another thing that you might want to also think about is relationships, right? Like when we are feeling better, our relationships go better. Laura, you've been giving away all that for free. Yeah, no more. No more. Listen, you're important. You're important. You're valuable. Your time is valuable. Okay. This isn't just about, oh, everybody that works with me, they have to pay this high-end thing. No, that's why we have 2 core offers. Okay. Not everybody is going to want to work with you one-on-one. That's okay. Not everybody wants to work in a group. Depending on you and the offers that you have and the offers that you create is going to determine what your high-end offer and what your mid-tier offer is. Okay. But we want to have a seat on the bus for everybody, right? We want to say, these are some ways you could work with me. We can work together one-on-one, or we could work together in a small group. Like these are some options, right? But you get to be reimbursed for your time. You get to be reimbursed for your time. Your time is valuable. We don't get that back. We don't get that back. And here's the thing, if you don't value your time, they won't either. If you're not valuing your time, why should they? Right? And I'll tell you, how do I know that? I gave away my services too, just like you, Laura. So no shame, no guilt here. I gave away my services too. And guess what? They called at the last minute. They canceled at the last minute. They didn't show up. They didn't follow through. They didn't do what it is that they said that they were going to do. Is that helping them? No. There has to be an soulful exchange here. There has to be an energetic exchange here. Okay. We're showing up. We're giving our time. We're giving them their attention. We're giving them our attention. We're giving them our expertise and our training. They have to also have an exchange here. And typically that's going to be financially. Why? Because they're going to show up. They're going to show up. And if they show up, they're going to get results. Right? So it's benefit to them that we actually are charging for our services. Even though that little voice in our brain says, oh, just give it away. Just give it away. It doesn't help them get results. It doesn't help them get results. We all need to have skin in the game, right? How many of you have actually downloaded freebies, videos, or even spent money on low-end courses and never used them or watched them? There's no value, right? It's free. There's no urgency, right? There's no accountability. Yeah, you guys, I'm totally being transparent here. I legitimately spent $2,000 on a copywriting program back in 2019. I have yet to open it. Why? No support, no accountability. It's there for me to use whenever I want or not want. Nobody's holding me accountable, right? So your high-end offer is actually going to take that out of the equation. Why? Because you are going to give them support. You're going to give them accountability. You're going to give them access, and they have to show up for it. Right? And if they show up for it, they're going to get results. Yeah. Go ahead and come off mute. And oh, Marissa, Laura said she just found an audiobook. Yeah, 3 years ago, forgot about it. Right? Right. I think I downloaded a couple free Kindles on my Kindle back in the day, and I haven't opened those either. Right? So this is the difference that you're creating for somebody. It's also why we want to make sure that as we build and grow our business, we also have support and accountability, right? How many times have we said we're going to do something and we don't do it, right? We give ourselves the easy way out. We find the back door, right? We're like, oh, I'm not going to do that today. Let me just rearrange the desk here today. Let me just retweak this freebie today. Let me just go back in and take a look at the wording today instead of actually showing up or making an offer today or really reaching out and seeing if, right? Right. Gotcha. Go ahead and come off mute. What questions do you have about your high-end offer? I want to go ahead and take questions now here so we can dive into Signature System next.
I'll go, Chris.
Hey, Melissa.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I guess, sorry, my camera does not work on my laptop, so I apologize for being
No
a gray square
problem.
here. I guess because I've always been like a one-on-one single session kind of provider, I honestly don't really know how to start creating that at all.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me, Melissa, I know you do sound therapy.
Yeah.
You do energy work. What else do you do?
Well, I mean, I guess that's really it. So I mean, with
The
the
main things.
sound
Okay.
therapy, I do sound baths and then
Okay.
one-on-one sessions. I do crystal therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can combine those. And then I also do, I mean, I don't call it coaching, but I do use oracle cards to
Mm-hmm.
help people like with,
Mm-hmm.
with guidance. So,
Okay. Okay, great. So for those of you that do like these one-off sessions, if you're a massage therapist or you're an energy worker or doing TRE or something different, and you're just kind of doing like these one-off sessions, what you need to do is you want to package these together so that when they purchase, Melissa, a package of 3 or 6, that they're purchasing that up front, right?
yep.
And you can then say when you purchase a package of 6, you also get this extra bonus. And we're going to start this way, right? So even if it's sound therapy, they're coming to you to solve a problem. So I want you to think about what is the problem that they actually want solved? Is it anxiety? Is it stress? Is it like, what exactly is it that they're coming to you for? So instead of thinking about how do I sell the sound therapy, I want you to think about how can you create a container of time for them to solve the problem that they are having?
Okay.
Does
That
that make
helps.
sense? So if it's
Yep, that
anxiety,
does.
you're like, okay, like, yeah, like anxiety doesn't go away overnight. Like, I'm going to teach you some things and, we're going to meet over the course of, 60 days, 2 months. And every month you get a sound bath. Maybe you decide that one week you do a sound bath, one week you do oracle cards, one week you do meditation, one week you do, like, you can decide what is included in those weeks to
Okay.
pull in all of these wonderful certifications that you already have, but it needs to be packaged together for a period of time.
Okay. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So one of my clients, Margaret, she was here yesterday. She's actually been a client of mine for 4 years, and she's an energy healer. And so she does that. She has her packages together, right? So she sells packages of 3 or 6. And when people purchase those packages, they also have an opportunity to Voxer her or text message her. And they also get invited to the monthly healing circles that she has, right? So there are multiple things that you can put inside of this package that is going to make it exciting and valuable. And when you are selling a package, let's just say the 90-day package, some people are going to pay up front. Some people are going to pay monthly, right? Payments. And that means that you have consistent income coming in if they're giving you payments, right? If someone bought a 90-day program with you for $3,000 and you said, great. As a matter of fact, if you want to pay in full, it's $3,000. Or if you want to make payments, it could be 3 payments of $1,100. Why do we charge more for payments? We're actually not. We're actually giving people a discount for paying in full because you take the risk when people are making payments to you. When people make payments to you, credit cards don't go through sometimes. People decide that they just don't want to do it anymore, even if they signed a client agreement, right? Which means time and energy for you to have to figure out how to collect that, to follow up with them. When are they going to pay the invoice, right? So it's not that we're trying to penalize anybody for making payments. It's that when you think about the price, so we're going to talk about price now. When you think about price, I want your payment price to be higher than your pay in full price. So your pay in full price is going to be the lowest price that you are willing to receive for that service. Make sense? Yeah, cool. And then sometimes if you want, if someone pays in full, do we discount the packages for paying up front or adding bonuses to the full price? I don't necessarily, it depends. It depends. You could discount a package if you want. However, if you're giving bonuses into it, I wouldn't, right? Because they're getting multiple, they're getting extra stuff, right? Now, what you could do is you could give somebody a pay in full bonus, right? So let's say somebody decides to pay in full with you and you could give them something extra as a bonus, right? One of the things that we do when people pay in full is they get a half day VIP days with me. So when people join our programs, if they pay in full, they get an extra VIP day where we get dialed in. That also helps them to create momentum. Why? Because I am got my brain, it's one-on-one, it's Zoom room. I've got my brain, my eyeballs, my heart with them on their business from the get-go. And I'm like, okay, offers, pricing, ideal client, let's dive in. Right? So that's a bonus. That's something that helps them save time, helps them save money because that means they're going to be making money quicker because they've got those pieces dialed in, right? Does that make sense, Laura? Yeah. So pricing is, I want you to think about pricing as the value of the container of time, not the number of sessions they meet with you. Okay. It's not like we're going to a therapist and we're giving somebody $150 per session and then we leave and we never have interaction with them. They have access to you in between sessions. They get bonus. They get this amazing things that are going to help them to create the momentum. They get the credibility, they get the authority and the extra trainings, right? Yeah. So here's the way that I invite you to take a look at pricing. I told you what the market rate was. The market rate for a 90-day program is $3,000. Actually, it's a lot higher now because that was back in 2015. I want you to think about 3 different prices. Here's how I help my clients discern price. If you are brand new and you are just starting out, I want you to think of a price that would feel like really, really comfortable. Like, okay, for this 90-day program, I want you to write everything that's in the 90-day program with the momentum, with the bonus, with access to you, with the way that you're delivering it, right? If you have to drive someplace, that's extra time and money for you. Okay, get really clear about what's in it. Take a look at all of it and say, okay, what would be a price that I would feel amazing receiving and it would be easy for me to say? That's our comfort zone price. That's like the pass the butter price, right? Like, you know that the value is just like, holy cow. Like, if somebody was to buy all of this, the value would be double, triple of what it is that they actually are getting. So it would be easy for you to say it, right? Then we have a price that is a little bit higher, a price that feels a little crunchy. It feels a little like, oh, wow, I would love to receive that, but feels a little crunchy, feels a little shaky. That's a little bit higher. That's just outside of our comfort zone. And then the third price that I want you to think about is, what is a price? I call this, excuse my French, the bullshit zone. Because we can say every darn day that I have a $10,000 package, but if you don't feel comfortable saying I have a $10,000 package, you're never going to invite anybody to join you inside of a $10,000 package, right? That's why I call that being in the bullshit zone. It sounds good, but you're never going to say that number. Make sense? Yeah. So I want you to write down those 3 numbers, whatever those 3 numbers are. And it has to be something that you feel excited about receiving. Okay. Yeah. So Deanna, this is where, that is something that you and I can hop on. You can determine the accessibility that you offer and the time that you offer, right? Like, all of my clients in any of my programs, they get access to me via Voxer, which is a Voxer app, which means that they can voice message me with questions at any time. Like, hey, Chris, I'm creating this new freebie and I'm really unsure what to title it. Could you help me? Sure. Hey, Chris, I just am having a conversation with a client and she asked me this question. Could you help me? Sure. So Voxer access. Now, I do that in a group. So people also learn from each other. Now, I ask people to give me 24 hours because guess what? I'm not going to answer your Voxer at 10 o'clock at night. I'm not going to answer Voxer at dinner time, right? So you can set your hours, Deanna, if you're like, yeah, I'm really limited, right? Here's the other thing. If you're severely limited right now with your time and energy, you get to put a price tag on that, right? Because you don't have the capacity. So if people want to work with you, they have to be willing to invest in our capacity. Make sense? Right. I only work with 5 one-on-one clients. That's it, at a time. Why? Because I deliver other programs. That's all I have the capacity for. And it comes at a premium rate because that's all I have access. That's my limit. I know what my limit is. And in order for me to show up fully and deliver incredible value and service, I know what my limit is. So you get to put limits on that. Right? Yeah. So Christine, how would you package prices of 3 or 6 sessions MFR? Christine, go ahead and come off mute for me and tell me a little bit more about MFR and what is the result that they get and what is the problem that you're solving.
So MFR is a myofascial release.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those folks have either had an injury or some kind of accident, or I mean, it's an extension of a lot of massage therapy, really trying to utilize the fascia releases that sometimes also are healing traumatic events that people have. So, if they were doing a 3, as other people have mentioned, used to doing things by sessions. And I also have, I haven't started, but I also have I have a life coach certification, but I'm also a nurse, so I'm also doing like some health
Mhm,
coaching
mhm.
around plant-based. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to think about how
Yeah,
do I combine this
yes,
thing, or do I just
yes.
stick
Yes,
with
because if,
my
yeah, you know already, you've got the information for sure. Yes, you would want to actually combine something because look, one-off sessions like massage therapy, or if we're only gonna, that's not actually a high-end offer. That's a one-off session. Why? We don't
right?
have momentum in there. We don't
Yep.
have bonuses in there. We don't have all of the extra stuff in there, right? So if you wanted to create a 3 or a 6, package, then my suggestion would be you put that together as a package, and then I probably would discount it like 5%, 10% or something from the regular, one-off fees, but they would need to pay for it all up front, right? They would buy the 6 series, and this is what I did when I was a massage therapist. They would buy the 6 sessions, it would
Mhm.
save them $5 or $10 per session, and I got the money up front. They had it on their credit, and so
Right.
that was easy. Now that's different than having a premium offer. A premium offer is when we're solving a problem and
Mhm.
they actually have continued care with you, right? So maybe they get myofascial release sessions as a bonus for enrolling with you in the life coaching program or the plant-based program or whatever.
Mhm.
So this is where I kind of need to know a little bit more
Mhm.
about your business to kind of customize a pricing and a package with you. But that's the way that we want to look at it. What is the problem that we're solving? And are we creating a container of time to help them solve it? And that's your high-end offer. Your high-end offer is a container of time.
Mhm.
Your mid-tier offer is typically a shorter period of time or maybe group, right? Maybe you teach, some specific classes around myofascial release, right? That could be, something that would be in a mid-tier offer. And then your low-tier offer, typically I don't really count our low-tier offer inside of our 6-figure business plan, but that's your one-off session, right? Because we don't know, right? I might get someone today, I don't know. But we need to have a business model so we know how many high-end offers, how many mid-tier offers are going to get us to 6 figures. The one-off sessions, the assessments, that's all extra. That's all like icing on the cake. That's all like cherry on top. Okay? Yeah. So when we take a look at pricing, bullshit zone, little crunchy comfort zone, what I want you to do is just decide. Do I want to start in my comfort zone because I want to start taking on clients? If you're brand new and you haven't worked with any clients yet, then I would say, you know what? Start with your comfort zone and say, I'm going to take 3 clients at the comfort zone price, and then I'm going to raise it by a couple hundred. And I'm going to take 3 more there, and then I'm going to raise it a couple hundred. As you're working with clients, you are going to quickly determine that the service that you are providing is worth a whole heck of a lot more than you're charging. Okay. But if you start at a price that you're not comfortable talking about, you won't have any clients because you won't offer it. Right. So we have to have kind of like a stepping stone. And that's what I did too, by the way. I started at one price. I took 3 clients. I raised it by 500. I took another 3 clients. I raised it by 500. Took another 3 clients. So you can stair step your pricing that way too. Okay. For your high-end program. Awesome. What's coming up for you guys? Questions, ahas, insights, golden nuggets before we dive into signature system? Gosh, we almost used the whole hour on this. Was this helpful? If it's helpful, pop yes in the chat. Yeah, look, don't worry if you don't get all of this. This is actually something that we do cover inside of Activate Abundance Academy, also Holistic Business Foundations, or inside of any of the, other ways that I can support you. We've got lots of different ways to support you. Eye-opening. Good, Renee. Yeah. So how do you think it would make a difference in your business if you had 2 core main offers and you felt really confident about having a high tier offer and you felt so good about all of the value? Your client is going to say yes because they know the value that they're going to get. They know the result that they're going to get. They know the pain that this is going to help them solve. How would that make a difference in your business and in your confidence level? Go ahead and pop in the chat. How would this make a difference for you? If you knew, okay, I need 3 one-on-one clients to create my 10K month, or I need 3 one-on-one clients, or I need 1. Maybe you don't want 10K, maybe you want 5K, maybe you want 2K. Doesn't matter. Yes. Good. You're clear and they are clear and it's easier, right? Now we have a plan, right? If I know that I need 3 one-on-one calls, guess what my focus is going to be for 3 one-on-one clients for that month? I'm going to tell you more about what to do to actually bring on those 3 to 5 one-on-one clients tomorrow when we talk about attract, nurture, and actually making heart-centered invitations. Okay. But that means that you have a clear focus now, right? You're not spinning your wheels. You're not just like, oh, I don't know, like, I think I should do this. We're like, nope, this is what we're doing. These are the action steps. These are the revenue generators. I'm going to share with you the revenue generators tomorrow that you're going to focus on a daily basis. Yep. You guys are going to implement, right? Yes. Good, good. Your homework for tonight is to think about your high-end offer. You have in your workbook, in your prosperity pathway planner, you've got what are you going to put in your high-end offer? Momentum. What are you going to put in there? What's your bonuses? How is it going to be delivered? What's the expertise or the training in there? What are you going to put in it? Okay, so your homework is to decide what you want to put in there and price it. Price it. Okay, cool. All right, now signature system. Why do we need a signature system? Why can't we just say, come work with me because I'm an amazing health coach. I'm going to help you lose weight. I'm going to help you feel better, or, I'm going to help you, feel more purposefully or have a better career or whatever it is. The reason why we need a signature system is because your signature system, people invest in processes. People want to know that there's a clear series of steps for them to go from one place to the other. I want you to think of it as a bridge. If we were going to talk about Pain Island or Pain Mountain or Problem Mountain and Results Mountain that you've got in your workbook, it's the bridge. Your signature system is the way that people can clearly see that this is how they are going to get results, right? I'm going to take you through my 3-step system. I'm going to take you through my 6-step system so that you can stop struggling over here and start getting results over here, right? So the Soulful Abundance system that you guys are learning now is the system. It is the pathway. It is the way that you are going to get results to build and grow a 6-figure business without having to resort to aggressive sales tactics, without having to feel salesy or swarmy, inviting people to work with you, without having to spend money on ads. There is a series of steps that you're going to learn this week. We already talked about step 1, which was alignment. Step 2 is design, which is today. We're going to design your high-end offer and your business model. We're going to design your signature system together so that you can say, come work with me because I have this system. Now, when you have a system, guess what it takes the pressure off of? Yes, takes the pressure off of you trying to sell you. You get to make your signature system the hero, right? You are amazing. Absolutely. They need to work with you. Absolutely. But chances are you're not going to be like, oh, you got to work with me because I'm the best coach ever. No, you're going to say, I want you to come work with me because I'm going to help you solve this problem by taking you through this system of steps so that we get to have this result over here. And now you've got a signature process. You have a signature process. By the way, if you're working with clients right now, you actually already have this. You just don't know it. You just don't know it, right? You actually already have this. If you're working with clients already, there's something that you do first. There's something that you do second. There's something that you do third. There's something that you do fourth. There's something that you do last. Okay. Your signature system is going to help you put that together. So guess what? All of your content comes out of your signature system. If you're writing emails, if you're doing Facebook posts, if you're sharing information, it all comes from your signature system. Why is that important? Because it collapses the timeline for you and it keeps you out of your head spinning of what should I share? What should I create? What should I talk about? Right? And your signature system then also becomes the vehicle for multiple things. It can become a vehicle for a workshop, like you guys see me doing right here, right? I do this workshop over and 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 over again. I've been doing this for multiple years, taking people through my system. So it's fun, it's easy, it's repeatable. I have a system, right? It also is the basis for my signature system is the basis. If I decided to do one tiny training, I could take a piece of my system out and do one tiny training. If I decided that I wanted to do a talk, I could take one tiny piece out of that. If I decided that I wanted to create a freebie, I could take one thing from my system and go, okay, like what's our daily alignment practice? How are we setting ourselves up for success? Right? So your signature system is actually going to help you talk about what it is that you do so much darn easier. Instead of just saying, I'm a health coach and I help XYZ, you're going to say, yes, I'm a health coach, I'm a life coach, I'm an energy worker, and I take my clients through this system so that they can stop having this pain over here and start having this result. Right? The system, which is so cool, can also be used in any amount of time. So for example, if I wanted to do a VIP day with somebody, I would take them through all 6 steps in one day. Let's get alignment. Let's design your program and your pricing. Let's design your freedom calendar so we know, when you're working, when you're not working, so that you can feel spacious, right? How are you going to attract people? How are you going to nurture them? How are you going to invite them to work with you, right? So the system can be collapsed in time as well. You can take pieces of it and it becomes your content. It becomes what it is that you share. It becomes your client attractor. It becomes your client attractor. Okay. Your signature system can also, you can share that on podcasts. If you decide that you want to be a speaker or you want to get on podcasts, could talk about that, right? If you want to write a book sometime, you can take your signature system, that can become your book. If you want to, again, do workshops or talks at conferences or groups, you take your signature system and that becomes your signature talk. How much easier do you think it is if you have a signature talk based on your signature system that you get to hone and master? Yeah. So someone calls you today and says, hey, can you do this talk next week? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Deanna, are you like what? You have a signature system or you don't?
So I've given a talk on everything like at a workshop, and and it was condensed, obviously, because of time, but yeah, it's freaking all there. And I didn't realize.
You got it. You got it. You guys all have a system. You just don't know how to pull out the system and use it so that it becomes simple and easy, right? Part of this training is to help you simplify the process. If you have one signature talk that you do on repeat over and over and over again, it is so much darn easier and it is so much more fun because guess what? Every time you create something, you start back at square one. Every time you create a new talk, you start back at square one. Every time you create a new offer, you start back at square one. We don't want that. We want to keep it simple. We want to keep it focused on 2 core main offers, Deanna, just 2, your high end and your mid tier, right? And then we want to have our signature system so that we know what it is that we're going to offer when we do our talk. So we know how many people we need to get in front of.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So are you going to, so how do you pull out, you have your high end offer. So then where do you get your mid tier offer, your second tier offer?
Yeah, so your second, and it depends. I can't kind of go into that today because we're out of time. But this is something that we help you with inside of Activate Abundance. But your mid-tier offer is going to be something that doesn't have as much access to you, and it's a shorter period of time, right? So if you are working solely with one-on-one clients, I'll give you a couple examples of what this could look like. But in order for me to answer your question, I really need to know all in, and we need to actually have a longer conversation. If you're working solely with one-on-one people, you could have maybe your high-end offer could be a 3-month package or a 3-month program or 90-day program or a 6-month program. Your mid-tier package could be maybe it's a 6-week experience where you're just helping them get the foundations dialed in. Okay, it's just a smaller version of the bigger package, or it's delivered in a different way, right? So it's either delivered in group, right? 6-week group program versus a 90-day one-on-one program. That's actually what I did in my business, Deanna. I had my high-end offer was my one-on-one offer. They could work with me for 6 months at $4,500, or they could work with me for 3 months at $3,000. The second mid-tier offer was they could join me inside of my 6-week wellness program, which was a group, and that was $497. Okay, so now I've got pricing and I know, okay, what's my capacity? How many one-on-one clients do I have the capacity to serve? If I meet with somebody once a week, how much time do I actually have? And then we do the math, right? Because the math has to math. If I want a 10K month, then I need to take a look and say, do I have the capacity to have that number of clients? If not, something needs to change. Either I'm not having a 10K month, or the prices need to change, or the program needs to change, right? Yeah, math has to math, otherwise it doesn't matter. Making sense? Yeah. So your signature system gets to be your hero. And it also is going to help you create your content and create your materials and create your freebies and create your Facebook posts and create your emails and all of that to attract new clients into your ecosystem. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So tomorrow is all about attracting new clients who are looking for you. I'm going to share the client attraction pathway. Okay. So we're going to dive into that. And what do we do once they're in our ecosystem, right? We don't just go for the throat and say, oh, you're here. Do you want to buy my thing? Nope, not doing that. They have to have value first. Okay. So we're going to talk about the attraction and the nurture stuff tomorrow. And then the following day, we're going to be talking about inviting people and making heart-centered sales. You may not know, but there is a ladder of belief that we all go through before we make a buying decision. And you need to know what those steps are that your clients are going through so that you can support them to make an empowered decision, not overcome objections, but to support them in making an empowered decision. So if you know where they're getting stuck on that ladder of beliefs, you can support them more fully. We can say, oh, okay, this is where she's stuck. She doesn't actually believe that it's possible to heal from this XYZ thing. How can I support her? What information can I give her so that she can see that it actually is possible? Right? So that's going to be on Thursday. All right. Any questions before we pop off today? How is this resonating for you? Share a win, quick win with me, something. Loved it. Laura says, love it. What's a golden nugget? What's an aha? What's something or a question? Excited to create my offers. Yay, cleared your head, Deanna. Fantastic. Laura, what did you love about it? Learning something new each time. Yep. You're welcome, Beck. My pleasure. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here. Great. So Laura says, not yet. She's still typing. Does anybody have any questions? If you want more support, Tiana, this is what I would recommend around your pricing, around your offers, around what to put in it. Book your holistic audit with me. It's a free 15-minute call, just you and me. It's one-on-one. You guys get it for free for registering. Grab it if you don't have it already. Okay. If you don't have it already, this is not a sales call. Let me just reaffirm that. Okay. I don't do discovery sessions. It is not a sales call to try to convince or persuade you into anything. It is purely to give you guidance and support. Okay. Tomorrow, if you decide that you like what it is that I'm sharing with you and you want to know more about how you can work with me or how you can have my support, I'll share with you ways that we can do that. But the holistic business audit is not that. It is specifically a 15-minute session for those of you that are like, okay, I want a little bit of your brain, and it's going to allow me to take a look at where are you in your business? What are the gaps in your business so that you know you've got a place to start. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Oh, there's more messages down here. Now you know what to include. I just have too many avenues to choose from, right? Yep. You're about to raise your rates. Good. Yes, we're not giving away free coaching anymore. Now, here's the thing. You can give away free coaching like you see me doing right now. This is free coaching, right? I do Facebook Lives in my Facebook group every single Monday. That's free coaching. There are ways that we can provide things for free, right? But working with you one-on-one or working with you in a program does not come for free. Make sense? Good. All right. All right, my friends. Homework, remember what's in your offer and what do you want to price it at? Okay. And book your audit. If you haven't got that audit with me yet, book your audit. So that, and again, it's 15 minutes. It's not a sales call. It's 15 minutes. You got my brain with you. You're welcome. Awesome. All right, ladies, I will see you tomorrow.